'Cause I got your picture, I'm coming with you. Dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle that I'm the bed. Make it count when I'm the one who's selling you out. 'Cause it feels like stealing hearts, calling your name from the...
All right, guys, what's going on? I am the one, the only, the WOOKIE. Joined here today by a guest of a different sort. No Z, no JR, no Dan this week. They did do an episode. I don't know where I'm going to post that. I might just throw it up on the Patreon. You guys can grab it there. Or maybe I'll do it as next week's episode. I'm not sure. I haven't listened to it yet. I have no idea what they talked about. But one thing I did want to talk about is one Mr. Jupiter Sakadura. Did I say that right? Sakadura?
Yeah, you nailed it. Good.
All right, good. Yeah, awesome. Okay, his Keyforge Premier League. What's going on, Jupiter? First off, how you been, buddy?
I've been great, thanks. I've been working really hard at finishing my my new media journalism degree. It's a master's degree. So I'm in my last month, and I kind of piggybacked to this project on with it, so that I could kind of 2-for-1 it.
Yeah.
Which has made it a little bit awkward at points because like I had to put more information than was needed in some places. But I've kind of tweaked and went as I went. But I feel pretty good about where I'm headed.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things. I mean, I remember you telling me, like, whoa, man, it seems like forever and a day ago, but here we are, 2020 put us all into our houses, and basically, 2020 is flown by, weirdly enough. Like, it's just kind of flown, and I don't think you can fly any faster out of here. But, here we are, and you're almost done. I know it was a 2-year degree, and here, again, we're almost done. You're almost finished, so... Congrats on that. But you have something kind of coming up. You got the Keyforge Premier League. Tell us a little more about that.
The Keyforge Premier League is a fulfillment of a promise I made. If you remember when I basically took my hiatus from everything, I told people I'm in school, I need to focus and stuff. And basically I said I was going to come back and I was going to bring something new and like something big, right? Like I wanted to do something more professional, quote unquote, as, like, Keyforge put me into streaming and into Twitch and all that, as you know, because you've been kind of like my mentor, and you've helped me along the way. But I wanted to kind of go and like learn things that I could do like to make it better and stuff. So, hence, I jumped into Full Sail and took my hiatus for a little bit. Everybody thought I was gone from Keyforge, and I was never gone. I was just like I was playing Gwent for a little bit because it's something I could pick up and play, and then drop like whenever I wanted to. Whereas with Keyforge, I felt I was more involved in it. If I start playing Keyforge, I can't stop playing Keyforge. So
okay,
so it's like I was vested in the idea of like coming back with a bigger product and something that would be community driven and something that I could just take Keyforge to a new level. Especially like with the amount of time I was gone, there was a lot of things I had hoped would happen that didn't happen. So I'm like basically calling my shot.
Yeah, and right now is a time where we need events more than ever. Obviously, we have the Amber Rush Sweet 16 going on right now, where we took 16 of the 16 power 8-level decks, and are pitting them all against each other. I have some ideas for what's going to happen after that. I know Z's had some ideas that he wants to do that we just kind of gotta hammer some finalization in because we don't want it to get all crazy. Right now we need events more than ever because FFG is not running them, unfortunately, which is not really it's not a dig on them. It's the world we live in today with COVID and all the fun stuff that's happening around us. It's not feasible to be running these events. It's the same thing for everyone, right? It's, nobody's running events for Magic. Nobody's running events for Pokemon. Nobody's running events for a lot of these different games just due to we don't really want to all be in one area at one time. Spreading disease and germs and filth. So, we need events. So, tell us kind of the premise behind it and kind of like where it's headed.
Okay, so the idea is like I decided I wanted to make a Premier League, right? And when I say that is like I kind of wanted to make it like a professional style league, right? Like I wanted to basically make it into a league where like the top players in the world have a chance to compete against each other, right? And the reason I wanted that was because I wanted to create content at a high level so that people could really start to evolve their game, right? Because Keyforge, for the most part, for the last bit of a year, has been stagnant in like the quality of play because the top level people aren't getting to vault tours anymore. We're not getting to able to watch that. That was like one of the exciting things in the early stages of Keyforge, was being able to watch all these vault tours and watch these top level players play, like the Duncaros and the Nates and the Rachels and the Aurores, and you get to watch them play every weekend, and it was great. Like, and we had such good momentum with Keyforge. But when COVID hit, like, everything just died. So my idea was, like, if I can get these people to be interested online, invested to play, then maybe I could create like a means for making, like, kind of like what we had talked about way back in the day, like a TV channel, right? And the way to do that I figured was to basically make group play like they do in the World Cup, like in soccer or football if you're from overseas, and basically create a league where ideally I want to get it down to 4 groups of 4, so that every game matters, and then the top 2 would advance, and then the bottom one of each group would relegate out and give new people a chance to get in. So that's where all that started, the whole thinking process and stuff. And then when I first kicked it off, I was originally just inviting people I knew were high level and saying, hey, let's just go, let's make this league, let's make it go and stuff. But then some concerns were brought up that I had oversighted on, and like basically I said, you know what, like, you're not wrong, so I'm going to reset this a little bit. So we went back and we still did the pre-qualifications for everybody. That was like, vault tour level, like won a vault tour, had won a grand championship, or had won a position on the top 10 in the leaderboard of the vault tours. So like, we still got all those people. We had 20 people from that come. So that was more than I expected. Like, I was thinking we'd get around like 12 to 16, and we got 20. So that's awesome. And we got people from all over the world. And that was neat. So then what I did is, like, originally we were only going to do 32 slots, but since this is the premiere of the Premier League, like, I thought it would be way cooler to match that, right? So we're doing 20 spots for qualifiers to basically get in with the 20 people who pre-qualified, and we're gonna have a 40-man, like, 4-pool tournament with 10 people per pool, and then the top 3 from each of those pools will move on to the top 12 bracket, where the people who place first will get a first round bye. The other people will play it out. You'll play it out through there for the cash. Like, 1 through 4 is getting cash prize. Nothing major at this point, but I'm hoping that, like, I can roll some of the Keyforge equity and make a bigger cash prize as things go. But like, the $200 out of my pocket to start this was fine for me. Like, I don't care. And then all my time I'm putting into it, because I mean, it's still cheap advertising. We're still going to be able to put out a lot of media and a lot of content. So I'm hoping at some point that we get sponsorships and things like that like will kind of make the prize pool even bigger, because I plan on making it a zero profit for myself. Like, I don't want any money off of it. I don't want any money like tied in to get us in trouble with IPs and things like that. So like, it's 100% like, for the people, by the people. And like, the idea is that like, we can produce a high quality TV show, basically, right, with Group A on Monday through Group B Tuesday, etc., down through D on Thursday, and then Friday do a live stream, Q&A, just talk about the summary of the week and what we are hoping to see in the coming week, kind of thing, and just kind of make it like a 5-day a week TV show. Like, that's my goal. It's kind of big, but I think like we're on our way, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see how much we can keep the momentum.
Now, the question I have, and just being a person that does do content and editing and things like that, are you looking for people to like edit this, or I mean, I don't know how you're looking as far as people to do this, because it is a big undertaking. I'll tell you, it takes me most of a day to get 3 videos up and running when it's just me. So, I mean, that's a question, I guess, from an analytics standpoint of just getting things done. Do you need help with that? And if so, where can people reach you?
Okay, so on the website, www.keyforgepremierleague.com, that's how you can reach me for anything. Like, we have the Discord link there if you want to jump in our Discord. We have emailing capability. There's a Twitch line. There's a YouTube line. There's a whole bunch of ways that you can get in contact with me. So you can find me through the website there. Or if you just know me on Facebook, you can hit me there too. Like, I don't not talk about Keyforge with anybody, so it's like I could be long-winded, but the idea here with the content, right, is that I actually have recruited, and on the website there is I basically made a little video on YouTube too, saying that the revolution in Keyforge will be televised, right? And that's not a joke, because I've actually reached out and recruited a group of people into what I'm calling my broadcaster group. It's a invite only Discord right now, but we have like a list of people that like have been doing content or are interested in doing content that are going to be helping. And the idea is that I'm going to record every match in the league, and I'm going to send out video packages to different people to do editing on, and so that way I don't have to get smashed with doing like 10 edits per day per for the course of a week. So we're splitting our work up, and some of the people that we have that are going to be helping with that. You don't mind me like going off a list, right?
No, go ahead.
But like, okay, yeah. So like, we have like Andrew from Reap Out, who is 1-star peeps. He's been around since day one. Like, great guy. Super excited to have him. We have Dan Johnson from Sanctimonious, along with Alex from Sanctimonious. So that's like huge, like because we are like we're in brothers with them. We have Ann and Annie from Keyforge, and they're supposed to be bringing a couple of extra people. Like, most of these people have people coming with them. Like Reap Out. Like I reached out to Andrew, and Andrew actually got us Run Bunny. She's a former Hearthstone streamer, and she was like a professional level streamer. So like I'm excited to have her on board. Like a lot of people are reaching out and stuff, and like and getting extra names and stuff in. But we also have Dominic from Canada. Like, he's a token, usually does tokens and stuff like that, and has his own YouTube channel. We have Ed from Call of Discovery. He's going to be teaming up probably with Annie from Keyforge. We have I'm flying off the top of my head. Let me just get my list. It'll be easier. We have Count Zero from the Children of the Tentacle, bringing a French cast to the mix, and he has a team of people from the AFK group in France. We have Ruben, who is the Spanish CKM person, who is going to be doing a Spanish dub for the Spanish people. And then we have Carl, is like one of my like affiliates. Like, he's like, me and him are the ones that conceived of this and like kind of talked it out. So he's kind of like my partner in this. From Crazy Killing Machine, him and Steve. So I'm really stoked to have them on board and helping, because those guys are in everything, man. They do so much work for the community. I wish that they would get more credit. Like, they do a lot, and they're amazing to work with. So I'm really honored to have them on board with me too. Then the really cool thing is we also have Team GG is going to be on board with Leo Lindsay being the head person for that, and so we have a Chinese delegation. We have Andy Ming basically bringing Team Lab Work to the mix, and he's going to be doing dubs in Chinese. So we're like really going worldwide, and I think that's super exciting. And I didn't mean to leave out some of the American people that we have in the group too. Like, we have people from Atlanta. We have people from KIP. There's just like, I think every major team and / commentator that I know of has some kind of representation. Like, obviously Blake is with me from Help from Future Self, and he's gonna be working with Dan though, like this time around, I think. And so yeah, like, if I forgot you, I'm going off the top of my list, but I think I named almost everybody that will be in the group. But Wookie, if you're not busy, you guys are always welcome to show up.
I would say you did forget me.
No, I didn't forget you. I've asked you twice. I've asked you twice.
And I said yes.
Okay, then you get in the channel.
I said yes a long time ago. Like 3 weeks ago when you phone called me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm in. Just let me, when are we starting? And you're like, we'll get around to it. And I was like, all right, cool, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're not ready to start yet. We got to get through these pre-quals first and stuff too. But yeah, you're my dude. You're always in with me.
I mean, I told you, just let me know where and when. That's the biggest thing. My time for a lot of you guys out there, I've been so limited. I haven't really talked about it much. Obviously, I'm working right now, and like my training's done, but like we're short on people right now. So being short on people means that I guess I'm the bottom guy on the totem pole. I really don't know how that works, but it means that I'm doing a lot more traveling than ever. This week I'm going to be spending a couple days in Minnesota. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be in Minnesota, and then I get to actually come back to my own state for 2 days, and then we'll kind of see where I go from there. I've been told I'm going to head out to Madison for a few days. I've been told I'm going to head there for a few days. So like it's my time, not only like professionally, personally is cramped too. You know, obviously, you know, people know I got 3 kids, I got a wife. Like it has been just nuts as of late. So, but no, I'm absolutely, I told you I was in. Like, just let me know dates and times and when we're starting and what's going on.
Yeah, no doubt. And like another thing too that's important for you guys out there to realize is that almost every single content creator has like a real job and like a real profession. And so all the content that you guys are getting from Keyforge is really out of love. Like even TCO, like Cryogen and JDO and all those guys that have been doing this forever, Stewart's, all those guys, man, you should be outpouring your love to them, because without TCO, the game is dead. Like it's not even here anymore. Like, you know, without the Kip guys doing things and like, you know, keeping interest going, like while when Worlds was down, because Worlds going down was like a morale hit from like left field, right? Like that hurt. And like all the momentum that Keyforge has been building, and
not only morale, a pocket hit for some of us.
Yeah,
because not all of us got all of our money back. So some of us, you know, just had to kind of take that hit into the pocket too. Be like, well, it is what it is.
Yep, I learned that I should never just opt for the cheaper ticket without insurance, because like I just, like you said, I left like the $300 something for my flight on the table. I got a stupid voucher for it, but I'm not flying anywhere anytime soon. It's
not anytime soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you got a year to use it.
I keep saying, hopefully one day it just goes away. Like, but the reality of the situation is that that's probably not going to happen.
No, it's not. Yeah, and so like one thing I wanted to put out too is like I think we're official now because we're starting to get haters. Like I love the haters that came out of the, like you've always told me about this. Like that's why I'm bringing it up on your show. But like they got these people and they're looking at me and they're like, well, how can you call it a professional league? And I'm like, well, because it's being done professionally, right? Like the idea is like, and like their point of argument was, and this is the only time I'm going to really announce this publicly, because like I already did it. I made a video on YouTube about it, answering it. But when they're talking about their point of view for professional, is that I'm going to sustain an income for somebody. And they're like, your measly $100 isn't going to do anything for anybody. And I was like, well, that's one way to use the word professional, right? But I actually went to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and like in the second definition by the or the third part of the whatever I quoted, it says basically like, you know, following a line of conduct as though it were a profession. And that's exactly what everybody that does Keyforge content does. So they're technically all professional. Am I saying that if somebody's going to ever make $1 billion playing Keyforge? No, not a single game can say that they have professional level players. Like every single player, even in Magic, the high level players, they don't just play Magic. They have other things going on, like Channel Fireball or whatever. They have side ventures that keep them engaged. It's not just tournament play. Yeah. So get off my case, guys. Like I will address it this once, and I'm not a person that's usually that aggressive, but like I am not going to sit here and like teeter on words like that, like just because I say professional is what we're giving you, right? Like how many other Keyforge people have offered and like put out and reached out and got resources and help from a bunch of people in the community to give you like language differences in viewing opportunity. Like we're trying to be as professional as we can be without crossing IPs. Like I said, I don't want to get in trouble with FFG. I love them to death and what they're doing, but at the same time, like they could end. The league could get shut down like instantly if they just put out a client. Like I'm just saying, like then I wouldn't really have a job. Like I wouldn't have anything to do because the client would do all this, right? But until that happens,
possibly.
Well, until that happens, until something like that happens, I plan on running this league for at least a year. I'm committed to at least a year's worth of running it. Like even if it's going bad, I'm gonna stick to it for 1 year no matter what. Like so, you're gonna have hopefully at least 6 seasons of because I'm trying to rotate them every 2 months. So the content should keep rolling and like we should be having fun. So
yeah, the biggest thing I'll tell you, when it comes down to professional, and I think a lot of people have to look at it this way, like the word professional doesn't necessarily mean you're making a living off of doing something.
Right, you're just getting paid.
You're getting paid some monetary value for doing something. Like if, and I guess the biggest one that comes to mind, like immediately, was like skateboarding. Like if you look at it, like professional skateboarding didn't really come around until what, late 90s? But there were still pro skateboarders out and about. You know, they weren't making any money. But like you said, even Channel Fireball, like Channel Fireball has a YouTube channel. They have a Twitch channel. Like they have other ways of making money. Like Magic and Pokemon aren't sustaining their people via just tournament play.
Right, it's extracurricular sales and things, and that's
Right.
kind of like where I'm at. Like people have asked me as well about making a Patreon, and like I know that's like the popular thing to do, but you know me, Wookie, I'm kind of prideful, and like I just like I can't do it. Like I can't ask you to give me money for the league. I refuse to do that. But what I can do is I put like a bunch of decks up that I gotten, and I'm going to try to make a rotating cash base with the decks that I'm selling, and I'm trying to keep them low price, but like I'm leaving them open to offers. So if you make me an offer on a deck that I take in, I'm going to take the money that I profited off of that deck and put it straight back into the cash prize, like into my cash prize pool to give back out, because obviously I'm on the hook for $200 every 2 months now. So like that's crazy in its own sense, but like I've already gotten some pretty cool support from some people that have given me quality, and if you give me that kind of quality, the way you'll get recognized is on my Discord. I give you a gold tag. So my first quote unquote Patreon, like the first person that was has been that's helped me out and made a decent amount of purchase online was Scrouner, of course. The guy is a champ. Like he's always supporting content and stuff like that. And
Scrouner's awesome. He definitely is one of the guys that does like to help out the content creator. Because I'll tell you what. We've been doing this over a year now. And figure it just another, I think we got into like another 6 months or something like that. We'll be in year number 2 of doing Archon's Corner and all the kind of stuff we've done. And I mean, there's not like, if you're seeing somebody post something on YouTube, like YouTube's not paying. Like, I don't know how else to say that, because like literally, you're getting paid $1.44 per 1,000 views. And I'm watching videos out there from other content creators, and I'm looking at, 100, 200 views. That's really pocket change. That's a nickel or a dime, per video you release. If it's getting those kind of views. So YouTube's not paying. Twitch is just as bad in that instance. They're not paying. Really it comes down to, we have a Patreon, obviously, because we're kind of just trying to keep things afloat here. I'm happy as long as as long as the show is producing enough money to like keep itself afloat, which isn't really a ton of money, but it's not something I can just pay out of pocket. It's not something I could do that way. So, we're doing okay for ourselves. We're actually going to be, the website's coming down just because GoDaddy's poking me for more money. And I was kind of like, man, that's a lot of money. Like, like everything's going up now, especially with COVID. Anything online is really kind of going up. Like the price is just going up because everybody's using it. So when there's a demand, there's a supply, and when there's not enough supply, prices go up. So that's kind of how economics works.
That's the way it worked with the KIP servers and stuff. People are like, oh, we wanted more KIP and whatever, and we're like, just like, like Grant Titus, God bless him, like he put out a lot of money for that, and like he ended up losing money on the tournament and everything, even with the supposed like the entry fees and stuff. He suffered. That didn't suffer. I'm guessing he's not gonna kill himself about it, but he didn't gain anything by doing that. His time, his value, like the amount of work that he put into it, like they did a great job, and like they got crapped on for it. Like a lot of people just didn't show love for it and stuff. And I'm here to be very vocal about the fact that like content creators are important. I think that if you're a content creator out there and you want to be part of this project, I will welcome you open-armed to the project. I have plenty of content to get edited.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm going to be recording all the games, and then like we're going to edit them and then put them out on a release date so that we get them on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But we're putting out like a total. The reason we went to 10 is because that's 5 games per day, right? Like so that's like that's a pretty good amount of content, right? Because you're looking at
that's
4
a lot.
days.
Like I said, it takes me roughly to get 3. I can get 3 games done in the matter of a day, edited out at a high quality. So yeah, 5 is ambitious.
Yeah. So like but the key here is that, like I said though, is like we have teams. So ideally you'll be doing 1 a day. like at most, like one a week. Like, I'm gonna do a bunch of them myself and stuff. And then the cool thing about this is that all the people that are going to be doing this content and stuff, this is their calling card, right? They got a platform, a world platform to do something awesome. And like, some people are going to go like well above and beyond it. Like, they have the capability to make amazing like overlays and all this other stuff and whatever. Other people are going to stay basic and do it the simple way. But the idea is like, they get a chance to get their name out there, they get to talk, they get the experience. Like, that's huge, right? Because like I said, I only started doing this for like a year and a half, 2 years. In the beginning, everybody had comments for me about my style and being too aggressive and too fast and too, you know all the things. We've talked a lot. Yeah. And they weren't wrong, but you have to get through those bumps, right? You have to do the things that you do, and you have to like get through the bumps, and then you get better, right? Everybody is always like, oh, you've gotten so much better at this, and you've gotten so much better at that. It's because I put my work into it. I put my love into it, and I think that I want to give that back to new people that want to do this and stuff like that. So if you're out there and you want to do commentary and you want to do YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, please come under my wing. I'm not the best mentor in the world, but I can get you at least into the right places. And then I know people like WOOKIE and stuff that would definitely sit you through and talk a question out. Like, if you asked me something I couldn't answer, I would come to WOOKIE, or I would come to somebody else that like I trust with for answers, like Carl, like Crazy Killing Machine and stuff. Like, I would go to those guys and find you answers and help you. Like, that's part of the process of growing as a real like internet community, as far as something that we're going to produce, something people can watch. Yeah. And ideally, the reason I put money on the line and made it quote unquote professional is because I want people that play other games to look at it and go, well, there's a place I can kind of maybe make some money. Maybe that's worth me looking into Keyforge. Because I fully believe that if those people that are so against Keyforge would try the damn game, they would fall in love with it, because we all have, right? Like, the game is just amazing. Like, it's one of the, like, easily my like most favorite game I've ever played in my life, as far as like the way it plays and the style and the lack of repetitivity. Like when I play a game, I feel like I never played the same game. So that's amazing to me.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say is we've kind of veered off of the KPL, but when it does come down to content creation, and I'm trying to get people together right now. And I think I've got a good group of people that we're going to kind of run with, and we just got to see where like schedules align and how the stars, I've talked to Aurora and Jake, and I'm trying to think, which one. I think it was Nathan from Sanctimonious. I forget, not Sanctimonious, Tabletop Royale.
Tabletop, yep.
And just kind of like, just sit down and kind of give you guys an inside peek into what it's like creating content. Number one, just creating content, period. And especially like what creating content during Corona looked like. Like, because it was a very difficult, trying time. Well, and there's a lot of times, and I was actually going to go to this point first. I would love to actually at like one point put like my first video I ever did for like anything. Way back when, I mean, we're talking years ago, put my first video up against like what I'm doing now. And I've gone back and watched my first video I ever did, and it is absolutely cringy. Like, it is just the worst. My mic quality is garbage. I don't have like an idea of what I'm talking about and I know what I'm talking about, but like where I'm headed, like I don't have like this streamlined process of point A, point B, point C, point D. And it kind of just goes in this weird circle, and it's really bad. But I it's one of those things where everybody goes through it. Everybody does it. Everybody kind of finds like they take that criticism of whatever it may be and moves forward with it, right? You either accept it or you don't, and depending on how big of a deal it is, you kind of move forward with it, right? Like, we've always been criticized about being kind of negative, and it's not the negative, and I've said it so many times, it's not negativity, it's constructive criticism. I know they're watching, I know who they are, I know what they're doing. This is not negativity. This is constructive criticism. Now, why do you criticize? Oh, because I like. I don't want to see this game go the way of the dinosaurs. No, for a lot of people, we're heavily invested in this game. That's, kind of a big deal for a lot of us. And number two, like, we like the game. This is the direction we want to see it go. And maybe I'm wrong on the direction, and those people need to speak up then and say, well, wait, maybe that's not the direction we want it to go. Maybe we want it to go this way, or whatever the case may be. But the thing is like, this isn't negativity. This is criticism. And you need the criticism to get better in anything you do, whether that's your work related, whether that's, even coming into like just producing content. You need that criticism no matter what. And like I said, you either take it or you don't, and, you see what happens. So I've always said I'm not really willing to change that piece for anything. Just mainly because of, I think it needs to be said. I'm not here to blow smoke. I'm not here to tell you, like, Keyforge, is it the greatest game I've ever played? Maybe not ever played, but, is it a game that I heavily, heavily enjoy? Absolutely. Does it have its flaws? Absolutely.
Yeah,
and we need to work towards perfection. Perfection is the goal, and it is sometimes it's a goal that is unattainable. But the closer you get to it, the better off you are, I feel. And that's my feelings on it. So anyways, tell me, how do I if I wanted to like get into the KPL, how would I go about getting in and making, trying to make my stamp out there?
Well, everybody is welcome to play, obviously. But if you go to www.keyforgepremierleague.com, on the very first page, when you come into the site, you will see like the banner has a big square. If you click on the square, you go instantly to the news. The KPL news link works, but we made it so if you just click on the banner, you go straight to the news. If you do that, you'll miss the sign up process because you got to scroll down a little bit. So like when you go down on that first page, you'll see it says challenge and it says Crazy Killing Machine. Then it'll say challenge, Fifth Planet Keyforge challenge, and it has a sign, like this little koala bear sign, and with a TBA under it. Those are the people, like the tournament, the people who are running the tournament organizers. Basically, I put their banners on each of them, and we're basically each week as we go forward, we are basically adding the most current sign up. So on next Saturday, when we finish up finally and stuff, hopefully by Sunday morning, we'll have the next week's qualifier up, and you will be able to link on through these. The idea is to give you the same place to go to link into challenge, like every time. And obviously, if you friend us on the challenge, once you're there, you'll be able to get into it and stuff. But it's really as simple as picking your time zone. Crazy Killing Machine is going to be operating off of +1 GMT, and we will be operating on. It would be -4 GMT because I'm East Coast here in the States. So if you wanted to work off of our timeline where I'm working, I'm starting at 12 o'clock and moving to through the day, like at 12 o'clock, it's basically geared towards like people in obviously late in Europe and early on the West Coast. Whereas Carl's starting time, I believe, is at, don't quote me because I don't remember. I want to say we said 9 o'clock. I'm opening it right now and checking. It's in my time. I don't know, but it's basically at 9 o'clock, I think, or 10 o'clock, one of those, because we wanted to make sure that the APAC people could get in at night and get some games in, because we know that they're not well represented, which is the reason why Philip, on the weekend that we weren't going to be able to do anything because me and Carl are both busy, I recruited Philip to help me out and basically run a tournament on APAC time. So that's why he's in the mix for that. He's also already pre-qualified, so he has no need to play. So I mean, I think that is pretty thorough. If you guys have any questions, again, reach out to me. But like, if you just go to www.keyforgepremierleague.com, scroll down on that first page, you'll see that it says challenge, and then it has a picture, challenge picture. Just click on the tournament organizer that you want to play in the time zone. If you want to be a U.S. time-based tournament, you can find them under my icon, the Fifth Planet Keyforge icon. If it's something that you'd be better playing in the UK time zones, Crazy Killing Machine would be the one that you want to pick. And then for the weekend of the 19th and 20th, that would be Philip will have his icon active, and he will be running the tournament for us because we will be out of town. So my daughter's getting married. Yay.
Yay. Congrats to your daughter. But if I want to watch these, and we're just kind of going to wrap it up, if I want to watch these, where can I find them for both the live and I guess the pre-recorded ones?
Okay, so yeah, you go to that same webpage. I'm not going to say it again because I've said it 3 times, but you go to that webpage. Similarly, if you come down just a little bit, you'll see it says join Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Discord above, or just leave us an email. The icons above that, they're kind of small. I couldn't figure out how to make them bigger. But they're kind of small, but they're like a social media platform. So like you just click on one of those media platforms. If you go to the YouTube site and subscribe there, you will be in touch with all of the releases for the videos that we are basically editing and putting out. YouTube will be the main release point. That's where I do my update videos and things like that. So YouTube's a huge place to pick up most of the content and news and updates. Besides the web page, I would say those two are the most important. But then for the Friday get-togethers, it's going to be on Twitch. And again, you can just click on Twitch to the Twitch logo to get you over. But everything is basically like Twitch TV / Keyforge Premier League. YouTube is whatever. Like YouTube is a little bit different. They have that weird, like you get like this crazy number thing, so it's hard. But you can find us as Keyforge Premier League.
Yeah, there YouTube, you got to get 100 subscribers before you get your own.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Customizable URL. So.
Yeah, we're at 63, so we're not far yet. We're not far.
So I will put the link down in the description below if you guys are looking for it. Excuse me, I'm all sorts of gassy today, but I'll put the link down below, and you guys can find it there. And then you can also find some of the YouTube stuff. I'm assuming it's all linked. Yeah, it looks like it's all linked that I'm looking at here. You can go to the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, the Twitter. Make sure you're obviously following all that if you want to watch or, participate, whatever the case may be, and kind of go from there. But Jupiter, it's been real, brother. I hope you're, I can't say I hope you're sticking around, because we know you are, but just,
yeah.
We'll see you in the future, my man. It's been good talking to you. I haven't, like I said, I haven't had the time to do like much of anything. And then you obviously were not having the time to do much of anything but school either. So
yeah, I was locked in like to that, and I was gone for a bit. Like I said, I actually had people think that I was just done, and I was like, I'm not done. I'm trying. I went back to school to make it better. Like, why would I quit?
I had a couple people ask me, and I'm like, I think he's just like focusing on school. Like, I'm pretty sure, because I mean, there was some times there where obviously we had a few people kind of like drop off the face of the earth. And it's like, well, it's Corona. It's tough to talk about Keyforge when there's not a lot of Keyforge being played. I get it. It's tough, and we powered through. We had to kind of think outside of the box on some of our episodes and what we were doing, and then sometimes even make our own stuff. We started. You guys can come over into our Discord again. You can find a link down in the description below. We're going to be doing, we do Chainbound Thursdays and Sundays. I almost said Saturday, but that's wrong. Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays is open to anything. Sundays is a MM only. Try to make it as like quote unquote sealed play as we can, but sealed isn't, again, another tough point right now, because how do you know if it's sealed, yada, yada, so on and so forth. So we've kind of gone through that, and then obviously we have all of our stuff going on the YouTube right now, on Archon's Corner, and all that fun stuff. So Jupiter, why don't you go ahead? Let's anything else you want to say, and then we'll take it out.
I'll just say keep supporting your content creators. That's like the big reason I'm doing this. I'm glad that I'm seeing a lot of love on my return. And as always, Wookie, you are the man. Just don't rip anybody's arms off.
I don't. I make an attempt not to, but I will be in Minnesota this week if you're hearing it. I don't know if Fantasy Flight is like open, what they're doing. I already looked at it. I'm about 30 minutes away, so hit me up, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I'll have some stuff with me, not a ton, but I do usually carry a little bit of stuff with me when I travel for work, because you never know. I've gone down to like Illinois and played down there, and I've gone into Ohio and played there a few times, when I was just on work stuff. So I usually bring a couple of decks with me, nothing crazy. And if we get a game, we get a game. If not. It is what it is. So it's not too much to carry along with you. So, guys, it's been real. Jupiter, thank you so much for coming on again. And good luck with your Premier League. I hope everything, works the way you guys want it. Hopefully I'll be seeing you over there. And we're going to be out, guys. Take care.
Thanks for having me.